to stretch our generosity to the extent. We also invite them for lunch because we can provide them lunch for lunch. We are very generous.
Do you have that lunch reserved somewhere, minority leader?
We are able, as an institution, with the assembly, we are about 15, Kanik and myself, I can try for them.
That's so good of you, and you can do that, include me also.
Mr. Speaker, I want to notify you that it is almost lunchtime in the whole of Kenya and the world, and therefore our sugar is going down. We can make an arrangement for us because we can't keep waiting till our rightful time to relax. Let's control that.
You can tell us if there is some lunch somewhere. The clerk will talk to us once we are out of the precincts. He has no voice right now. Is Deputy Whip, Majority Whip.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm also requesting that to be fair, and to give a fair, Mr. Speaker, our visitors are actually looking like they also want to speak. I request that you extend the mic to them so that we can be sharing, Mr. Speaker, to make the House.
So I guess you can raise up your hand and the mobile mic will be right there with you.
The process is fair hearing.
Here in CC Finance, you are accused of not providing copies. You need a mic and respond all the same. Clear yourself. We wait until they raise their hands up.
Mr. Speaker, on the same spirit, Mr. Speaker, I think you pointed out with the CC Finance to give an answer as to why she has not provided the copies. Mr. Speaker, some time back we had a bond to chew with the finance. It is in record here, so I think it's not prudent to allow a talk in this house before we chew the bond and finish. Mr. Speaker, it's just a point of information.
Nyaribo,
Mr. Speaker, this is very good interaction, and we are setting the precedent for future petitions and generations to come. What is worrying me, Mr. Speaker, is what has been raised here by Honorable Nature, that there was a bond due and it was not due properly, and still the issue is appearing here, and the CEC is inside here. The due and the bond has not been due. Now, what I'm asking, Mr. Speaker, we've had very unique environments while we were doing our resolve, the same members who were frustrating the honorable members are the same people we are sitting with inside here. We have been frustrated from where we come from. Those of us who were critical and opposing or supporting the motion on a serious note. And the same members who tried to frustrate us are the same people seated, and I thought I was to meet the governor, and maybe if the governor was to present by himself, I think we could have even sympathized and forgiven. But as it stands now, the representative can do it, and he could have even done it by himself, alone, and go through. Because we have something in our hearts, but because members have said that after this we must go out there and celebrate together or have a cup of tea together, which is a bit difficult again, unless it is a cup of tea in my pocket, because I don't trust my colleague. I don't trust who is sitting next to me. It has reached that time, Mr. Speaker, we move together as a team, and what I'm happy and interested in is the kind of interaction I'm seeing today, and let it continue as we wait for the response to be availed. But for the sake of the future, they must avail the documents in time. These documents are very cheap, Mr. Speaker. We always avail documents here in the Assembly, and they are aware. But let it sound as a warning to the executive that when we are presenting anything to this honorable House, we must have enough documents, enough response, and be given hard enough to us to peruse through. But maybe it's a learning process. We are all new in this game. Learn from this incident. That anytime you are presenting an issue in the Assembly, you must have over 35 copies presented in this honorable House, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you for the input. Only scared you said you don't trust Honorable Nyamira next to you, so that we can tell security to forget you, the seats behind you.
Mr. Speaker, it is true. Mr. Speaker, it is true. That's why we have a lot of security outside here. Because I don't trust Mr. Nyamira next to me. And at times, that's why the leader minority has moved to the other end. Because he's not with me here. But that is on a right note, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. If I look as by my watch, it's almost 12:30. It's time for lunch, Mr. Speaker. I'm feeling very hungry and very thirsty. The sugar levels are coming up. So, Mr. Speaker, before I move to adjourn this Kampunchi, I want to raise an issue as Chair Public Accounts Committee, Honorable Speaker. I made several correspondences to the executive to appear before my committee and liaison. Honorable Speaker, to our dismay, and more so when as a chair of Public Accounts and Investment Committee, I'm told that I don't have the authority to oversee the expenditures in executive. Honorable Speaker, I have a correspondence here that tells me that it's not my mandate to oversee the expenditure of the executive. I've asked for the executive to avail and provide the expenditures for various accounts that are in dispute. Honorable Speaker, I'm not supposed. Are they supposed? What are they doing here, Honorable Speaker? Have they come to be oversighted, or they have come for public relation? Excess this afternoon. Honorable Speaker, as you wonder about that, I wish that we will allow us to break for lunch.
As part of your statements, I'll give you an opportunity once we do our normal sittings and you present the same questions you are raising that I am very valid. I will request honorable members if we can, because of time, now that we have the immediate responses and our machine seems to slow with the number of copies, I request that they keep doing the printouts for the afternoon because we will have another opportunity to verify, cross-check the same document so that we can allow the representative to go through with what we have, only the responses, and then once it's done, we have had all the copies so that we can cross-check. Otherwise, it can do us a great favor. So I'm humbly requesting honorable members to allow the representative to proceed with the first immediate responses.
Mr. Speaker, the reason as to why we really feel that we should have some time for a break, Mr. Speaker, we've been coming here since yesterday night because of the threats that we received. So we didn't even get a chance of taking a cup of tea in the morning. So the sugar levels, Mr. Speaker, are really compromising with us. And as per our standing order, Mr. Speaker, you know exactly 12:30, Mr. Speaker, that's when we break for a meal. So kindly, with your permission in communication from the chair, allow us break, and we can have them in the evening, Mr. Speaker, for a short session before we carry on with the motion, Mr. Speaker, at 2:30, kindly.
I can request we grant 30 more minutes and we break by one. You can proceed.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, thank you very much for the opportunity you have given us. We'll be very brief.
Big concern. Honorable
Speaker, my concern still remains the same because we got the time waiting. And indeed, if you happen to go through this document, I'm still insisting, it's quite important, quite necessary the annexures. If we progress or if we proceed without the annexures, then there will be no failure here. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. That's why we have taken time. That's why we have taken a break. All this time waiting for every member to have the annexure. Because if indeed we proceed, there are no annexures. Then somebody takes us through. And then later on we find the annexures are not valid. Then we will have not given them the fair hearing that they need. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm requesting that you find it good that if possible, we can go for lunch. We break for maybe 2 hours. Then they get their time at an appropriate time that you may give it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I can also ask if you are okay with tabling of the documents as tabled. The honorable members can get a copy. We give them 5 minutes to wrap up on the same, on pertinent issues you might have, so that we can say that it has been responded to. That one okay? Move on the motion. the document, because the entire time we have been waiting, we have only been able to print one full document. The entire time we've been around because of the volume nature of the document.
Mr. Speaker, I don't know, but I want to seek guidance and advice that it is possible that they can give us written submission, then if that one will be called fair hearing, and indeed if it is in law, we better go that direction. But if it is not in law, then we better wait and give them time. Thank you.
Thank you. The representative, what is your opinion?
Honorable Speaker, I think the allegations leveled against the governor are very serious in nature. The standing order number 65 is very clear that when the county assembly is considering a motion for removal from office of anyone, that person shall be entitled to appear before the relevant committee of the county assembly considering the matter and shall be entitled to legal representation.
Let him finish.
Prudent Honorable Speaker, he is a stranger until he introduces himself fully and get captured in the records that he
Yes,
is
we already did that, Honorable Thaddeus Nabalo.
I didn't understand.
Yeah.
Let him repeat on behalf of for those who didn't get it.
Okay, you have a minute.
Most of honorable members of the Honorable Speaker, my name is Jacob Ngwele. I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. I'm appearing with the County Attorney, Counsel Erastus Orina, and I'm also appearing with Senior Counsel Julius Anyoka. We are the ones representing the governor. We have raised an issue, Honorable Speaker, about the right to be heard. We have only few submissions to make. We don't belabor the committee. We just highlight, as you have directed, on the nature of our response. We believe that this motion, as it is brought, it is basically the gist of the motion is a misunderstanding in terms of certain issues which we can clarify. And once we clarify those issues, I think we'll have resolved the matter in the motion. The Constitution and Article 181 provides the grounds for removal of a governor. And the grounds which have been leveled in this particular motion are two. One is gross violation of the Constitution, and second is abuse of office. In our response, we have labored to explain, to clarify all those issues which have been raised. And without much ado, I'll give my counsel 5 minutes and the other one 5 minutes, and within 20 minutes, we'll have clarified the issues, and then an opportunity to respond to the allegations which will be raised on the floor of the House. If you can give us guidance, we can proceed from there.
Thank you, Honorable. You okay with the 5 minutes each?
Mr. Speaker, I get you. But again, in his own submission, he says that this is a serious matter. We remove our governor from office, and we have given our allegations, it's a very serious matter. And that's why we want you to treat it as serious as you say, such that even when you are giving us the submissions, we need to have the annexures, Mr. Speaker, such that without the annexures, this matter is not that serious.
Honorable Josiah Nyamira.
And indeed, Mr. Speaker,
I get you, and I directed this. Because we'll do scrutiny and cross-checking of the document. And 5 minutes is not enough to go every annex of how many pages? Let me confirm. There are so many pages, meaning we cannot be able to clarify every annex. If we allow them the 5 minutes, and then we'll have the entire time to go through the document, will be fair enough, because they only need 20 minutes.
Thank you, Mr.
If
Speaker.
we allow them.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I get you, but Mr. Speaker, this is why I was calling for, if they can give us now written submission, such that now they don't lecture us on what they don't have, on what we are not seeing. Let them go right to us written submission, such that we now comply and go read, then we scrutinize.
Thank you, Honorable Member. We already have the documents with us. It's not that they are not available. It's only we do not have enough copies. I can offer myself to give you this. I know the intent of the motion now that you are the owner of this baby. And now how bitter it is. I offer myself you get the copy. We allow them the 5 minutes each because they're comfortable with that. They highlight on the gray areas they might have, and then we proceed from there. That one is allowed.
Before they carry on with the commission, Mr. Speaker, my big worry is the issues that they can lecture us, as Honorable Nyamira has said. When we don't have a copy, Mr. Speaker, sometimes it's very tedious for one to respond on an issue. And maybe if they do the written submission, as Honorable Nyamira is saying, Mr. Speaker, it may be cumbersome for us again to get them, because in the evening they may not get a chance of responding the way I've had them say. When we'll be having a session of debate, Mr. Speaker, the only thing that the legal counsel doesn't maybe get from the standing order is that they may not even have another chance again to respond to the issues that we may also lay against the governor. So the only thing, I don't know how you will do it so that it can be to our satisfaction that all the allegations raised against the governor would and I really don't see the reason as to why legal counsel in finding copies, because the reason as to why we have in all these issues is because of lack of copies, just lack of copies.
It's okay, Honorable David Little majority. Allow the 20 minutes we are debating is enough for them to proceed as they are requested.
Mr. Speaker, in this case, Mr. Speaker, indeed, we are not arguing just to waste time. Mr. Speaker, I want all of us to understand this issue. Mr. Speaker, what we are talking about is all about fair hearing. Nothing else in this case. We are only talking about fair hearing. How do we give them fair hearing if, Mr. Speaker, they are giving us a document that all of us are not reading? Indeed, you know, fair hearing, we want this ground to be fair to both of us, them and us, such that even when they are taking us through, we look at the document, we verify, then, you know, it is not about changing their minds. What is fair hearing? They can change us, or we can change them. The moment we don't have the document, how do they change me? For example, Mr. Speaker, that's why I'm insisting. It is to their advantage. It is not even for our advantage, Mr. Speaker. And I'm seeing them insisting that they want to give us 5 minutes lecture. That one is not fair hearing. It is to your advantage. It is not to our advantage. That's why they are insisting. This is why we are insisting that we want you to convince us fully, because we will be doing everything. How do you convince me fully when you don't have the document?
Thank you, Honorable Josiah. We have options. We're at a table. Now, I don't give an opportunity for anybody to speak, and my ruling will be final. We have an option of having the responses tabled before the assembly, which is very okay. And now I want to give you only 10 minutes. You tell us, do you have any gray area in our motion that you think we should consider when we'll be reading through the documents, once we get enough copies?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, the honorable members of the House. Indeed, I appreciate the kind of interaction we have and the importance of the proceeding before this House. I also want to first of all apologize on behalf of the Secretary that we did not basically have enough copies of the response. But this may have been informed by the fact that there was no direction for the sake of a fair hearing. Mr. Speaker, you will appreciate the proceedings before this House is of public interest in nature. And the seriousness with which the proceedings have been taken, we really appreciate that we are underlining the word fair hearing. The fair hearing, Mr. Speaker, if you will allow me to paraphrase the words of William Shakespeare in his book of Merchant of Venice, it says, let this house have this bond of friendship, but there should be no talk of blood. And that's what we call about the fair hearing. The essence of us appearing here is that we have given actually a response in the nature of submissions, which have been captured clearly. What probably the House is actually raising is the issue about the annexures, which may have not been captured, which may have not been taken copies of the same. But we have offered that most of them have been done. However, Mr. Speaker, one of the three issues which probably, if you allow me to mention, is the issue about the standing order number 87 about the sub-judice rule, which I wanted to mention in regard to complaint number 1, 2A, and 6A, which touches on the cases which have been referred in the motion. The first one is in regard to Kisumu ELRC number E047 of 2021. Judgment was stayed by the ruling of the court dated 10th March 2022, and the matter is pending appeal. Mr. Speaker, given that this is a matter which is active in court, we wish to have your wise directions in regard to the sub-judice rule as regards to whether this matter can be substantially discussed before this committee when this is active in court. The second one.
I will request we note down, and then once you respond, you respond for.
Mr. Speaker, I hear you, but one of the reasons now has come out clearly. The reason why I was calling for this. You see, he's telling us that this case is in the court of appeal. And in fact, here, they have indicated there's a notice of appeal, which now we cannot see. And it's continuing. How do we now know?
Honorable Josiah Nyamira, I want you to get me clear. I said you note down whatever that is read from that area. And then now when you get a copy, you are still going to make your own decision in matters of voting. So note down whatever the gray areas they are noting, so that now you go verify. Like myself, I've noted down standing order number 87. And then now you will come to verify, and then now when we come to debate, you convince us that the allegations are valid, strong, and whatever has been provided is null and void, nor does not carry the intent of the submissions made here.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Now I call for the clerk to go and find for us pens, notebooks, because we found us off guard. Mr. Speaker, we found us off guard completely, because, Mr. Speaker, you see, like me, the way I'm standing like this, completely no pen, no book, no nothing. How do I kindly, sir? Mr. Speaker, if you find it good, order the clerk.
Has the Assembly been providing that when we hold our debates? Have you been taking notes, your responses before?
Mr. Speaker, this is a completely new phenomenon, which we've never had. Mr. Speaker, this is a completely new phenomenon, which we've never experienced before.
And Mr. Speaker, we've been interjecting on a point of information.
Is that okay? I ordered you note down. Noting down, you can either do with your phone. We have the gadget with us. Technology is here with us. I mean, it's all about your decision. And I said we're giving them to note the gray areas, honorable members. They can either decide to give us the submissions and they don't respond, and then we can make our own decisions. We agreed on that. So their response should not change our course. So let us stay focused, honorable members. I know you have more to. The powers remains with honorable members, and you are going to have the last word. Thank you. You can proceed.
Before we proceed,
I already said there is. I don't allow in response, Honorable Kenneth Nyamira. Allow. I only gave 10 minutes, and I saw direct. Thank you. I'm not allowing you. I already directed. I'm not allowing you, Honorable Ken Atuti. I'm not allowing you to make that statement, and I've said that. Thank you. You can proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We actually, in the spirit of that's fair, the mover the motion can have a copy of the fully complete document. Mr. Speaker, the reason why we are mentioning these cases is because we wish to have your direction, in the sense with in line with the standing order number 7. Mr. Speaker, Kisumu LRC, which is in relation to complaint number 2B.
Mr. Speaker.
I'm not allowing any response until it's done presenting.
Not a response, Mr. Speaker, but
Honorable Josiah Mangera, I directed, I'm not giving anybody an opportunity to speak until it's done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The complaint number 2B, Kisumu LRC number JR number 10 of 2021. The matter has not been formally withdrawn from the Court of Appeal. This is subsisting. However, the parties reach a settlement on how this matter will be settled out of court. There is a consent which is required. And given that the matter is still active in the Court of Appeal, we wish to have a direction of the Speaker in regard to this matter being active in court. The third issue is the one of complaint number 4A. The effect of the letter dated 2nd May 2022, which was issued to the CEO of the Service Board. Which was issued to the CEO of the Service Board lapsed, and it was of no effect. And subsequently, the CEO moved to court under ELRC number E002 of 2023, and the same was settled by the consent order which was filed in court. And as such, the matter is not subsisting anymore before, and such it's not an issue for discussion because the letter is not effective. There is complaint number 7, which talks about the flagging off of empty containers, disguised as medical flags. This is a very serious issue. However, the matter is active in court in Kisumu LRC petition number E024 of 2023. And then as in that regard, Mr. Speaker, the matter may be prejudicial if you actually delve into the details because the same is actively being handled in the LRC court. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, this being a matter of public interest, this motion is intended to remove the governor of the government of Nyamira. There is just been underscored before that it is very important that public participation be undertaken so that we have a report. When we are reporting this matter, we also have a report from the ground on the same. This has been underscored by the various cases. One of the cases is the Michael Mubisonko and another. which is a 2021, which is reported in the Kenya Law reports. The other one is a Matthew Nyagawambora and the counter Seluna Embu, which is a 2015 matter, and they have said that this being an administrative kind of process, then the fair hearing and Article 47 should be adhered to and they actually complied with. Lastly, the threshold for impeachment of a governor, the threshold is very high, and the grounds which are stipulated in Article 181 must, of essence, be proved to the highest threshold available, that is almost beyond reasonable doubt. And therefore, it will be important that the move of the motion ought to really substantiate of the allegations which have been labeled against His Excellency Governor. Mr. Speaker, with those few remarks, I wish to seek the Speaker's direction on the three issues which are raised in regard to the sub-judice rule. Thank you.
Thank you for that, and just a quick one. You said public participation, and it was your last point. In the procedure for removal of office of the governor by the process of impeachment in our Constitution of Kenya, 2010, in our County Government Act, 2012, and in our standing orders. Did you have an opportunity to go through them?
Yes, I've actually looked at them.
In that process of impeachment or removal of the governor from office, was there anywhere your request has been noted in either of the three?
Mr. Speaker, sir, under Article 10 of the Constitution, there is a requirement which is fundamentally, and Article 10 is actually the heart and soul of the Constitution. It underlies a very important factor.
You are right. If you restrict yourself within the procedure for removal of office, is it a requirement in any of the three laws of Kenya and the bylaws?
Mr. Speaker, I may not be very particular about that, but Article 196, Article 118, Section 87 of the County Government Act, all this underscore the point that the involvement of the people, especially the stakeholders, is very important in terms of public participation. And in this case, when you talk about business of this house, is supposed to be open to the public, and they must involve the public in their everyday business. So whenever decision or whatever proceedings they are taken, they're actually supposed to be involve the public, because those are the stakeholders, and this house we appreciate the oversight of all its package and the issue of the presentation part of it. Mr. Speaker, sir, the issue of public participation is a fundamental underlying provision in the architecture of the Constitution, and that's why it is underscored. That's one of the things also talks about the assembly issue.
Thank you, and I want to directly shoot down that request, because if you go direct to our Constitution of Kenya, Constitution number 1, sovereignty of the people, which can be directly exercised by them or through their representatives. And the honorable members did the right thing, and when the right time comes, they will prove that, and they will speak in volume. To the other requests on matters of sub-judice or secret, will verify your responses and will respect whatever that is actually in court. We are law-abiding by institution, so we respond on the same.
Also, please.
Thank you. Anything else?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for addressing those preliminary issues, especially that issue of subjudice, that if a matter is actively in court and it's debated here and a decision is made, which is likely to influence the outcome of the court process, then we'll be infringing upon that standing order. So that is clear. On our part, we are now going to proceed to respond to the specific issues which have been leveled against the Honorable Governor in the motion. We'll highlight in the swiftest way possible.
We only gave you an opportunity to give us any gray areas of concern in our motion. Do you have any other than going through the entire response?
Those are the areas now we addressed. Those 3 areas we addressed them.
The 3 areas.
Of course, we did write a letter asking to be furnished with the signatures in support of the motion. So as we stand here today, we only provided with the motion without an attachment, the list of the members who signed the motion. Also, we were not given the verified list. As per the standing order 62, provides that 62.5, that upon the notice of motion having been admitted, members are supposed to go and verify the list of it. That is a requirement because that is the standard. For the motion to be debated or for us to respond to it, we must also be clear that that motion was actually.
That one can be served, but I want to say the standing orders directly gives the Speaker authority to prove, confirm, and allow the motion to proceed. So I want to confirm that the Speaker confirmed that, and you will also get a copy for your file for the same.
We are most obliged.
Thank you. Honorable members,
So do we go through the responses?
No, thank you. Once we have the response, we are very okay. We'll ensure every honorable member has got a copy for the same. And the honorable members will make a good decision on the same.
We will also request that, as it is the practice in these countries, procedures for removal, that once during the debate of the motion, once the motion has been presented, we be given an opportunity to respond to the motion. That has been established practice all over people, so that we can give the specific responses to the issues which are raised, so that it can go on record on the answers. It's very important that on the plenary, we be given an opportunity so that it goes on the answer. Otherwise, the result of the answers.
What guides us in this house, I think if you can be able to trust your responses, will act on the same swiftly without any bias on the side.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I don't know whether I'll just use a seat or just.
Thank you. You can have a seat. We appreciate your responses in time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to appreciate all of us and say that I want to thank the legal team of the governor, the team which accompanied you. I'm seeing our ministers are here. I want to appreciate the time you've taken to highlight the gray areas that you felt that we should look at before we debate. I also want to appreciate all the honorable members who have taken their time to listen. The submissions that have been given by the governor. At the same time, I want to appreciate the four states that are here. Also, I want to appreciate the public at the gallery for taking their time to listen to the submissions. Mr. Speaker, in the spirit of fair hearing, I think we've conducted ourselves in a mature way, and I think the process is fairly conducted and taken in the right direction. Mr. Speaker, beyond the
Honorable Speaker. Point of order.
which order, Mr. Speaker, and I don't think that I need to be informed.
Mr. Speaker, I'm standing on order number 65.
Speaker, you can read as the standing order.
Mr. Speaker, in the interest of time, order number 65B, 65B, Roman 1 and 2, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you appointed time, date, and this session was not to take more than 2 hours, Mr. Speaker, from the time appointed, Mr. Speaker. So we are exactly at 1 o'clock, Mr. Speaker, if my watch is okay. Not unless you make a ruling and accord us some 2, 3, 5 minutes. Anything above this, Mr. Speaker, you don't make a ruling.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Ojesamangena. I already said by 1 we were have responses. You have.
I'm not taking any longer. I just wanted to appreciate all of us and say that even beyond the caution that we missed the annexures, I only wanted to point out one fact, and that's why I was calling to stand up that time. What is called corruption? Corruption is not only in terms of money. Corruption includes the mind. Counsel, the attorney, the moment you decided to give me alone this book, and the rest do not have the copy. We want to remind you, the person you are representing is called His Excellency. The word excellency comes from the word excellent. He should do his things. Speaker, I want to stop there and say that we appreciate all of you. So that next time we don't find ourselves in this mood. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. The man to face this proceed outside the pressing of the assembly. The mind you will be facing a Senate. Thank you. So I want to appreciate you for coming and representing His Excellency the Governor, and thank you, the honorable members, for your time, dedication, and I can allow you now to go and calm down your sugar levels. Thank you very much, and I wish you well. Thank you.
Usiache kitu yako.
Honorable members,